Now recording.
All right, we have our tag team of Canadian and French bots and a British man who also came in when I summoned the bots, who may be a bot or may not. Bot or not Arf. Which are you?
Oh, it is Arf.
Huh. I'm both.
He snuck in with the rest of the bots. We have Craig, Gyark, and Yarf, so they're all here at once.
Yarf?
Sure, why not?
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the Pink Panty Pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Rager, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
No, nothing.
What? I don't
No.
know. I don't know what. You tell me.
Wow. Just left me hanging there. It's all right. It's fine. I tried to give him a cool intro, and he just deadpan silence.
That'll
Treated
teach
it
you.
with a contempt it was deserved.
Right? How dare you, father?
Yeah, we have a sick co-host in our Nitedemon, so he is tending to his own disease, and you know it's bad when not only is he not going to work, he's not going to podcast either. Much to Deacon's surprise, she's like, "Well, I'm sure you'll be well enough to do the podcast," and he was like, "No, I feel terrible."
All right, so we has a twab, we have some lore. I'm guessing we have
have
to do the lore first before you have to dip out. As
that's
usual.
That's probably for the best.
Squirrel!
We have an important question from the chat that says, do Brits spell it Tuesday, Tuesday, sorry, Tuesday, or
Got you in it.
Tuesday, Chewsday?
TH?
No, it's only pronounced Tuesday with a CH. It's
C-H.
spelled with a T. It's only pronounced CH depending where you're from on the island empire.
I see.
No, it's spelled Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. But how is it
That's even worse.
pronounced? Because I definitely heard it pronounced Tuesday with a T or Tuesday with a CH.
Tuesday.
So you go
All right.
Tuesday. Very well.
It's like Wellingborough. Wellingborough. Yes, that was pronounced by
That's not even
Gator
a
as
word.
No, it's a place.
That's not even a place. You made that up.
No, Google Maps. Go.
Just like Worcestershire.
Just start putting
You've
random
actually
letters
said
in
that
there.
really well. And I thought we got over the Worcestershire one when we actually Google mapped that and actually proved I was right.
It's back in my brain because I recently watched something.
No,
and
we're gonna be over that.
Squirrel!
The way that they were able to tell the aliens from the humans is the aliens were so much more advanced than us, and they could pronounce Worcestershire perfectly, right? So that was the test that they were giving all the aliens and the humans that were coming in. They're like, say Worcestershire, alien, woo. Getting them all that way. But yeah.
What have you been watching?
I don't actually remember, dude. Not like it's bugging me, but it was. Oh, it was a game. It was a game called it was a Markiplier game where you're dating like Cthulhu type monsters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's actually hilarious. But as far as lore goes, before you dip out once again, where we at? I'm seeing 9.10.1.
I'm seeing that as well.
Squirrel!
How's the weather war, Golden? We're in 3 separate geographical, 4 if you count Alex. So we're in 4 distinct locations. You got to be way more specific than that.
It's a temperature outside, and there is weather.
I think here it's relatively cool. I think we're in the high 70s, low 80s.
I can't really tell because I'm in the upstairs part of the house, so everything just feels hotter up here.
True. It is very hot.
We're about 50 degrees, but sunny.
Mm-hmm. Sunny in Britain? That's not really a thing, is it?
It happens on the odd occasion.
Yeah.
So supposedly here as well, Definitely doesn't feel like it up here because I still need a fan on. It is supposed to be 51 degrees.
All right, you're up, bud.
This is 9.10.2 Apocrypha.
Thy song shall become death. Breathe through new lungs and consider. Your sister birthed her own end, which was sired by her wicked ambition to subvert the logic and to raise the remainder of her house of Crota, the line of Oryx, that the swarm might find a path beyond the impossible, beyond ascension. As always, across time and space there was a flaw in her grand design, as with Oryx, as with Crota. As with the whole of existence, whenever one seeks to challenge their station, you, sweet Azabath, were that flaw. Your sister never fully considered the connection between yourself and your brother, never fully considered the blinding hate of his rage, nor how it would manifest in the first moments of its new life. And that rage? It had betrayed you as well, the faith you played in Akrazul, that, once given a new form in your old skin, would find purpose beyond his fury, was thrown away the instant he was reborn, and his blade in your hand punctured Melkant's heart. The wound still aches, can you feel it? Yet the heart still beats. Weaken now, but it will heal if you allow it.
Azabath rises, unsure, confused. The room is familiar, but she is alone, beyond the words, scratching in the recesses of her subconscious. The floor is cold and harsh. She lifts herself as she gains focus. These eyes are not her own. The skin is familiar but stolen. In a heap next to her is the husk that was her brother, and she remembers her final moments. The Inquisition that tore her soul free from its physical cage, the purpose of such horrid ceremony.
Why have I returned?
She ponders to no one, but the unseen whispers.
To see the truth of your sin, not in its blasphemy, but in its folly. More to reconsider your gift and the worthiness of the songs that you have yet to sing. Why am I cloaked in my sister's bone? Your brother's anger, the seething doom that has invested in him, has been unleashed as planned, but it is beyond controlling. He hates all who are not you. He hates them for their failures, for their mockery, for creating a present that requires your sacrifice to secure an unknown future. Where is he? The pit. Even now he has gone to inflict his righteous judgment upon the swarm. He will kill them all. Almost. He is truly mighty. He is worthy. At one time, maybe. Now, he is not the answer you sought. And you have returned to me because the answer lies in you. My song. The choir. You would see it rebuilt. I would see its notes become death, final and true. Your Inquisition showed you the promise of the melody's power. You were tied to its history. Your unmaking showed you all that hides within. You had to see to understand. You had to understand to act. You would have me end my brother. I would have you consider possibilities beyond your sister's manipulation and your brother's petulance. You are the prize. You are the key to unlock a new chorus. I am incomplete. This Moor is uncarved, untrained. The conductor will never accept Malkanth, even if the notes are the same. My pitch in its body will never join with the arias to create notes you wish to conjure. Malkanth is dead. You are other. Azabath is dead. You are other. Soon Akrazul will be dead, and you will be other. You will be whole, the Ariam reborn. The first death? You know the legend. I do. Will you lead the choir? I will. Then gather the more from your old form and complete your rebirth. Become the first death and serve as a catalyst for that which may one day stand against oblivion. And for this honor, for all you have done, What do you require in return? I seek no praise. I need only for your song to become that which I desire. A weapon, and nothing more.
Okay, couple of questions. One, I don't know why I didn't bring this up before, but if they can only be killed inside of their throne world, then him stabbing Malkanth shouldn't have killed her. Nor
Malkanth is not powerful enough to have a throne world.
Oh, so you have to reach a certain level first. Okay.
Yes.
Second question. Based on recent things in the game and whatnot, we have found out that the darkness, the witness, has been manipulating, right? Remember how they said feed her desires and quell her fear, or not quell her fears, but increase her fears, feed her desires, things like that, right? So he's been kind of manipulating um the main freaking character of the season, whose name I can't remember. Oh my god. Manipulating her.
Rhoolk?
No, not
Or
Rhoolk.
Savathun?
Savathun. He's manipulating Savathun's fears and everything like that to get her to do the things that she's been doing, right? But I was wondering, is it actually him whispering to Malkanth right now? Or is this,
No.
do we know Savathun? We know this is Savathun.
This is Savathun whispering to Azavath.
Right. So it is Savathun.
Because you remember in the operation, they took, Malkanth took Azavath's essence out of her body and stuffed Azavath's body with Akrazul.
Right.
Yeah. Akrazul came to after the body swap, well, not the body takeover, stabbed Malkanth.
Right.
Savathun took Azavath, yeah, and put her essence then in Malkanth. So Malkanth has now become Azavath, and Azavath's body has become Akrazul.
Right. That's why she's saying my song from his mouth would not hit the same notes. Right. I got you. Okay. All right. So okay, that answers my question.
So now we've only have two. Because Malkanth is gone. We have Azavath.
Oh yeah.
We're in Malkanth, and Akrazul in Azavath.
And then Savathun.
They're playing hopscotch between bodies.
Yeah, well, it's more like musical chairs, and somebody's pulled a chair away, and Malkanth has just lost completely.
Yeah, see, you weren't here for this, Alex, but Malkanth's body is still viable. He's just missing an arm. And the sister wanted him to have both arms to be the warrior and spread the hate that he so desperately wanted to spread. So
you've missed an important bit there. Because of the hive, he shouldn't have survived after he lost that arm. He should have carried on fighting until he died.
Right. The sword loss.
So he is shamed in the hive.
So because she wants her brother's rage to continue, she sacrificed her body to him. And then she thought she was going to die. But apparently her soul was stuffed into his one-armed body so that at the very least she could sing, she could become the choir. Or, yeah.
Yes. Right. Who's reading 11.10 Apocrypha?
I got this. To forge an anvil. As above, the chaos rises from the pit. The self-made puppet masters clamor and flinch as Akrazul, cloaked in Azavath's bone, limb, flesh, and grace, ascends to greet them. The daughters move to escape before the gathered clergy can block their path. As they turn, a voice scrapes through Bersurth's mind.
As much as the Garmish children, those gathered near you are antithesis. They would see you cast out. They would put you to the lash. Should the moment come, they would turn your line to ash in the blood of Peroty and reshape the swarm in their feeble, conniving image. Unless the daughters of the Worldbreaker show they're more than coddle-made, Unless the daughters of the Destroyer are willing to remove the cancer from their blood, the slaughter is set. Many will die by the hand of the enraged singer. Many could be most. If you are daring, if you are willing to harvest the future of your own making from those few precious moments, such as this, when opportunity is gifted by the action of another.
Berserth turns to her hairy sisters, and the four slide blades across the throats of those who have stood in opposition to their rightful claim to their father's vacant throne. As below, Rhool has lost himself in his new being. But here, as his sister Malkanth floats toward him, confusion takes hold. His sister is dead. By his own hand. His new hand. Through new eyes, he takes in all of her. The tattered elegance of her gown, the wound in her chest left by his blade. But he lingers on her eyes. There is a caring in them beyond any Malkanth has ever shown. Then the hushed voice returns, tearing into the corners of his being.
See her for what she truly is. You were selfish in your quest for slaughter. She forgives you. She simply asks that you afford her the same courtesy.
A lullaby hits the ear of Rhool, who is now Azavath. As it shatters his essence, a tear crusts and clumps in the corner of his eye. It felt good to let loose his wrath, but standing on the pile of his broken adversaries, he feels only relief and love. And then he is gone. As below. His defeat was swift and anguished. Zulmak, the conquering champion, was certain he would stand victorious and earn the right to be crowned Storm's new prince, if not in blood, then in title. But none had counted on Azavath and the full force of her true, brutal nature. As the singer's twin blades massacre all who dared enter the pit, the gasps from the congregation echo off the darkened edges of the sheer cliffs, as if the ancient rock were cheering the relentless carnage. As the bodies pile up on top of another, there comes a calling only Zulmak can hear.
This is your end, champion. But it needn't be. Give yourself to me, and I will see that you are made whole again.
Zulmak screams defiantly.
I could take you and rend you over centuries in a dark place where every moment is an eternity, and all eternity is a fresh new hell born with each new scream. But I would prefer to see you rise once more. Let go and be freed. Let go and be transformed, that your rage might dwarf even that of the strange who would cut you down. Let go and become a true and mighty weapon, capable of extinguishing light.
Zulmak's scream fades from his broken body, and were anyone paying attention, they would see a slight flicker as he almost champion's essence is torn from this plane and secreted into another. As above. The daughters have made their cuts and are moving to flee when Hashladoon feels a need to gaze once more into the pit.
Seek to uncover all you can from nightmare.
A whisper came to her ear.
Are they power, or are they a curse? Seek your forebears in those ethereal shit. For, while I can tell you such a path needs to disappoint, you must see for yourself. Such is the need of daughters desperate to impress their fathers. But do not lose yourself to despair when you discover Crota and Oryx are truly gone. Oh, poor, lost child. For the far end of that truth is another. It is time you and your siblings stood on your own. The swarm, the hive, need no prince, no king. They need strength. Be that strength. Rise the Crimson Spire. Signal your coming. Challenge the light. And when the heroes come to condemn your proclamation of sovereignty and conquest, I offer you this gift. The essence of your fallen champion. I know you question my motives, but we are sisters of a kind, and bound by blood, and this gift will be one of many. Use it. Birth a Ravager to protect all you hope to build.
Worth the treacherous witch below. She and her siblings cost us much with their sinful gain.
That which in all forms is the patron saint of both your gifts. Her actions freed mighty Zelmak, and that he might be remade and bound to your will.
And the second offering?
The choir of the death song will rise from the failures of the pit. Failures made possible by the siblings' ambitions. Ambitions that have granted you a champion and the choir. Do with all your fathers could not.
And then all is silent. As beyond. Somewhere in a shadowed realm, the Whisper Queen smiles as she ponders death. She has gifted the swarm a weapon of beautiful, perfect destruction and a mighty champion. The means to move beyond their pathetic adherence to a sword logic beyond their grasp. The daughters will see gifts as a boon, the rising tide to lift the swarm and challenge the light. But a grander design is at play. The bloodline of Oryx has run its course. The luminous conquerors will come once more. They, the bringers of death, and the final desperate grasp of a king's legacy will serve as an anvil upon which a new sword will be hammered, strengthened, and forged for wars yet to come. The purest extension of the logic's intent. So is she playing both sides right here? Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. Like she's telling, hey, Azevath, go to the pit, do your thing, become a champion. And at the same time, she's like, hey, sister, you should probably kill him. Yeah, he's bad news. Kind of
playing both sides so you can't lose.
Well, yeah, I guess. Sneaky go.
But also, she's actually gone against the sword logic doing this, because the sword logic you take, and she's given.
Yeah.
So
but
it's
if she's giving now in order to take later, is that not still the sword logic?
No, because you take. You cannot give gifts, you take. So to show your love for somebody, you don't give them a gift. You try to take their life.
Yeah, Alex. Are you like that?
I mean, I remembered some of that from the last time I talked about the sword logic.
Respawn, sword logic is not a defensible excuse in court.
First of all,
why'd you kill him? I was following the sword logic. I was trying to show my love.
Yeah,
He just didn't fight back.
My son decided he wasn't worthy. That's all.
Gotta take this to Hive Court to be sorted out.
Hive sword. Ha!
The Death Singer will be happy to see you now, sir. Just don't listen.
Unless you're Toland.
Wow. Let's end that book, Apocrypha. So she has set things in motion that we've seen fold out in Guardians in D1 and now D2.
Yes. Well, this was all D2. If you the Scarlet Keep and the Pit are all on the moon in Shadow Keep.
Yep.
So is that when this book was?
Because I mean, I know the moon has always been there, but this doesn't necessarily have to take place during D2. Didn't this take place before D2?
No, because this is actually in Shadow Keep, because this specifically mentions the Scarlet Keep and the Pit.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, yeah, Shadow Keep 2019, 10/29. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Anything else to add?
Not really, apart from I'm glad that one's over, because that was a mammoth reading.
It was, man. It absolutely
was. I want to get into some of the newer lore that's out now.
What's the new stuff?
So where are we going next? Who are we gonna hear what they're up to?
Well, hang on, I'm just bringing it up now. Well, it's currently I wanted to go and actually read the book that you got with the Witch Queen campaign, which was now I'm padding here because I'm actually just bringing it up.
The Book of Witchiness, Savathun's greatest hits,
Martian Missives,
like I said,
which you should everyone who's completed the campaign should already have that and be able to read it as well. And if they want to read along, they're more than welcome.
Oh, we got to read inside game. Okay.
Or you go to Ishtar Collective, and I'm sure it's there too.
It is. But if you're just doing it via your mobile phone, a lot easier is an app called Destiny Lore.
Very good.
And that lists all the books in the order they came out in. And you have light books, what they call Dusk Till Dawn, which is your middle ground, and your dark books. And they've also got the Destiny 1 Grimoire cards on there as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to be honest, I just zoned out on what was just said, so...
Same.
For the past, 30
There's
seconds.
an app for that, is what we're saying.
Yes. There is more than one place to find your lore, and if you really want to, it's all in game anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll only be
Are
there
you
if you've
guys even
unlocked it.
reading now?
Well, to be fair, I never actually read it in game. I started off actually listening to other podcasts who'd read it to me.
Yeah.
Exactly what I do. I'm on a podcast and I get it read to me. It's perfect.
Well, see, the whole thing is he heard me reading things wrong. It's like, no. Let me do this. You're hurting me.
Technically, that's right, and that was what,
I know
nearly
that's
2
right.
years
That's why I
ago.
said it.
And he's been stuck here ever since.
And that's a strong word. He's disappeared quite frequently and went to other podcasts and, et cetera, et cetera.
Guest appearances. I haven't disappeared. This is still my the one I like the best.
That's what they all say. All right, so
we are the Stockholm to his syndrome. It's fine. So I found a link to the Destiny Lore app, which is conveniently called Destiny Lore, on the Google Play Store. I don't know if there's an iOS version or not.
I can tell you there is on the Play Store. It is on there because I use Android phone.
Yeah, that's what I found it on the Play Store. So I mean, it's literally just called Destiny Lore.
Can I borrow your phone a second?
So if you're on iOS, search Destiny Lore, and maybe there's an app, maybe there's not. So we'll put the link to this one in the show notes for Android. And if there's an iPhone one, go out and search on your iPhone. Demon has an iPhone, maybe he'll find it.
Hang on, I'm
maybe
just
not.
on that now. I'm just looking on the store. I've just got my daughter's phone, and she's looking at me very, very grumpy.
Took my phone, father.
I want the App Store. I don't use Apple. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Father, you're saying it all wrong.
Basically. Father, don't you know how to use technology?
I've got the passwords. You haven't.
Haha, and the credit card. Haha.
Did I just hear that right? She told him, don't be downloading anything? Is that what I heard?
I can't. I've searched for Destiny Lore. There's Destiny 2. The Destiny 2 app, Ishtar Commander, and Where is Zer?
Yeah, I didn't see anything when I searched for it. So
I can't see
maybe
anything
there's.
on there.
Sorry, Apple people, you're on your own. Figure out your own way to read lore.
Well, I'm only.
If you're on Android, there's a lovely app for that.
I'm a novice on Android devices, not Android devices, Apple devices, because I can't stand them, and I just. But disclaimer: that is my own personal opinion.
And it's the correct
if you
opinion.
want to sponsor us, we will absolutely take your money. Apple sponsor us, will be fine. We love you. We'll make not our full of you. It'll be great.
And that's the law.
Yeah, I can't believe we went through an entire lore reading without losing on that arc.
Right?
That's an accomplishment on its own, I feel like. Look at you with functioning things.
We
don't have a functioning demon right now.
Not followed ever.
You ask for a lot.
He do be asking.
And you know what you really need to ask for, which you would have already heard had Demon been
What's
here.
the next floor?
What your lost sectors are this
Ooh.
week.
Hello!
Do you even know how to get your new loot this week, or what lost sector you should run?
Oh.
because I can tell you on Monday, you're going to go to the Chamber of Starlight and get your exotic chess piece. Tuesday, basically, you're going to stick on the moon Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday is K1 Revelations for your helmet. Wednesday is K1 Crew Quarters for your legs. And Thursday is K1 Logistics for your arms. Friday, we're going back to the Throne World for the Metamorphosis or for another chess piece. Saturday, if you're working all week and you finally got time to play on Saturday, you're going to head to the Sepulchre on the Throne World for a helmet. Sunday is the Extraction on the Throne World for
what's
legs.
Today?
And finally, Vel's
Saturday.
Labyrinth, it rounds out Monday in Cosmodrome for the arms. So today, as we record, is not on this list. You're going to have to look at last week's list because we read those to you last week. And as always, we'll put links in the show notes to PV Shifty, Abbey Hour, Divide, and Legion List with all your guides for all of those lost sectors. And then you can get all the missing exotic armor pieces you don't have anymore and are sad about. And you just don't feel complete because of it. And now once you've gotten your fancy new things, you need to know what you're going to buy next week to put on them. If you've got your Star Eater scales for your hunter, you can get the Tekali ornament for not 9 bright dust. That's the week it's on. For now they have silver and bright dust listed both. And he usually reads these, and I pay mostly attention, but now they have 2 different currencies listed, and now I'm curious which one it's actually going to be, because it says possible cost. That today in Destiny.com, I appreciate you redoing your site and giving us more information, but I'm confused now.
Yes. Can it be legible information? Can it be information we understand?
Oh, I see. Sold on weeks for... Okay, so... Yeah, all right. So it's going to be... All right, so it's going to be week 8 for the 12th of April next week. So yeah, so it's the Tekali Hunter Ornaments for your Star Eater scales, which is going to be for silver, for 600 silver. The Terminus Emissary, which is the exotic ornament for your Curus of the Falling Star, which is going to be for 1,500 bright dust. The Homespun Boots, which will change your Boots of the Assembler into a lovely mess of homespun goodness for 1,500 bright dust. There's a bunch of bundles which we've already said we're not reading because they confuse us. We're not going to do it. You can't make us. There's a Rover Ghost Shell that'll be available for 2,850 bright dust. There's a Prometheus OSP ship that'll be available for 2,000 bright dust. And the EXU 14 vehicle, which is silver only, which is going to be for 2,200 silver or 800 silver. I really should pay more attention when he reads these because they just have two or three values listed, and I don't think they know, or we don't know. There's also an E99 Ghost Shell that'll be available, an N33 DL ship, and a 5P 3AR Sparrow available next week. It's going to be bright dust. It's going to be silver. Really, you're just going to have to go and figure out which it is because, I can't tell you. They are also going to have the Dragonbone weapon ornament for the Deathbringer for silver, for 700 silver. They will have, there we go. But nope. They had one possible cost listed. Now they're back to having 3 possible costs. Demon, do your best with this whole mess. Because they just don't make this clear at all what it's going to be sold for in the next week in the slightest. It'd be okay if they said things like week 8 for silver, but then they have 600 or 2,200. Well, which is it? It's got to be one or the other. But basically next week it'll be your Dragonbone weapon ornament for the Deathbringer, your 5P3AR vehicle, the Sparrow, your E99 egg, and your Workout Dance emote. For either bright dust or silver, really just go to the store and figure it out. You can go there, it'll tell you. It'll have a bunch of things you're not going to buy, like Demon tells you every week. You're not going to buy them. You don't want them. Your bright dust only offerings, though, will be your Infinity Cubes emote. Sorry, your Infinity Cubes emote will be for 700 bright dust. Your Celestial Kestrel ship for 2,000 bright dust. Your Witch Queen projection for your Ghost Shell will be for 1,500 bright dust. Your Nectar Dynamo shader for 300 bright dust. And you're not buying your Scavenger's Boon, your Glimmer Shard, or your Concentrated Matter Gem. You're not going to do it, just don't. if you would like to buy the Glaive Mistake emote, it's going to be for Bright Dust for 3,250 Bright Dust, your Headbanger emote for 700 Bright Dust, your Bushwhacker shell will be available for 2,850 Bright Dust, your Prometheus OSP ship for 2,000 Bright Dust, your Abyss Walker grips for the Hunter ornament, for your arms will be for 1,200 Bright Dust. Your Desolation Diver gauntlets for your Titan ornaments is going to be 1,200 Bright Dust. And your Elect of the Empty Gloves will be your Warlock Universal ornament for 1,200 Bright Dust. And your foundational structure is the weapon ornament for the Hardlight that'll be available for 1,250 Bright Dust. And finally, your Colossus helmet projection, 1,500 Bright Dust. So I think I figured out 3/4 of the way through there the parts he actually reads and the parts we ignore, because the feature and the weekly offerings have both things listed, and then the Bright Dust things and other things have just the thing for the week listed. So Nitedemon just cut out like the first half of that, and you're good. We got this. It's fine. We're definitely competent here. Yeah. So there's your Lost Sectors. There's your Eververse. And then next week in Destiny, sadly, we don't have the British man here to be super excited that we're going to light the flames when the Iron Banner returns.
Yay!
So I'll let that low growl and merriment tell you go play Iron Banner. And again, if you're hoarding all of your Iron Banner tokens, I think this is the second to last Iron Banner of the season. So go spend those tokens, because they are going away at the end of the season. Iron Banner tokens are going away, and don't hoard your bounties over the season. Bungie has said, don't do it. It's not going to get you anything. And the tokens are going away anyway when Saladin gets his rework, when he becomes, the Cabal lover next season. So don't keep the stuff. Spend it all this season.
You mean Valis?
Speaking of the Cabal,
that's a disturbing image.
Thank you, Valis Forge. I couldn't think of the name. So as he becomes Valis Forge, you're also going to need to track down Brakazan in the Arms Dealer Nightfall, and enjoy bonus Crucible ranks with Team Scorched comes to the Crucible. And hopefully you'll get the bonus Crucible ranks by playing Iron Banner, because it's a Crucible activity. But, it's Bungie, so you may not. And Team Scorched is always, you go to Scorch Cannon, that man over there in the corner, he gets a Scorch Cannon, and you're going to go in and Scorch Cannon each other. And if you haven't done your weekly challenge for Scorch Cannon kills, I think it's like 50 Scorch Cannon kills for, I don't know, it was like week 2 or 3 or something. Go do that. You'll get your weekly challenge done. It doesn't take long. And honestly, they're Scorch Cannons. I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
No, we still have about a month and a half left of the season, T-Rex King.
Right. Yeah, we've got time left in the season, but just remember, but the rotations, I think Bungie has said this is the second to last Iron Banner, so there's only one more after this
every
one.
Even 2 weeks Iron Banner, isn't it? Or is it every 3?
I thought it was every 3. I could be wrong though.
It rotates with Team Scorched, Momentum Control, Mayhem, Iron Banner. They all rotate around.
1 and 4 then.
So yeah, I don't know if it's every. I don't know if it's every 4 weeks. But just don't wait till the last day to get things done, because you may have missed the last day to get things done.
Tell you what, Team Scorch, I seem to spend half my time cartwheeling across the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's how to play Team Scorch correctly.
Some of these guys are laser beams when it comes to these Scorch Cannons, man. They got the timing and everything. Yeah.
Or just Warlocks floating above you.
Fair enough. Also, somebody did teach me when it comes to Scorch Cannons, when you fire it, hold the trigger, and instead of worrying about hitting the Guardian, just detonate it when it's close enough. And that's how, a bunch of my friends get their kills. They don't hit Guardians. They don't wait for the explosion timer to hit Guardians. They just hold the trigger down, and when it gets close, they release it. Yeah, exactly.
Or just shoot it near people and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And then, reminder, because Iron Banner's up next week, there will be no trials on the weekend. So don't think you're going to play trials with your buddies, because no, you're not. You're going to play Iron Banner, which is why Iron Banner is going to be real sweaty come the weekend, because all the trials players will be there. And now we have This Week at Bungie for the 7th of April, 2022.
Before we start this, I am being summoned.
All right. Well, have at the young squire. So,
and we have this week at Our Time Is Up with Not Arf. So,
all right,
I appreciate you being with us as long as you were. Thank you.
Not a problem. Take care, guys.
Take care, man. Well, we're going to talk about pixels and kilts for kids fundraising and other This Week in Bungie things with no British influence at all.
absolute zero. 3 Americans are in this room, and there's nothing you can do about
it. They've all Brexited. So yeah, welcome to your first April 2022 installment of the TWA. Yes, you read that right. We're in the 4th month of the year. Somehow, I'm not sure how. Time's flying by, and Budgie shipped that big expansion in February. There's weekly hunts for deep sight weapons we've been embarking on, and in any case, Destiny is still going strong. And then they immediately talk about Gambit Labs that went live this week with the evasion swap. They've been getting great anecdotal feedback for moat dunking and evasion strategies. We're excited to see the data and feedback as it comes in. We did have a small hiccup on Tuesday where the pinnacle reward for playing 3 matches was not appearing, but the team did quickly issue a server-side fix, so you do get your rewards. And it's also went live with the double Gambit rep this week, so it's a good week to complete some seasonal challenges for Bright Dust and earn some nice Gambit theme rewards. So, yeah, if between the invasion swap and the extra Gambit XP, now's as good as a week as any to go play some Gambit. Have you played any Gambit, either of you?
Not yet. I was going to be doing that this week.
I haven't been playing it lately.
I'm disappointed in both of you. I'm kicking you both off the show.
Well, first of all, look, it might behoove you to understand that instead of playing Gambit, I've been sucked into trials repeatedly. Freaking
No, that doesn't
sound just don't go.
Gambit's way more fun.
I mean, who's gonna force you? It's not like they're holding you at gunpoint.
You don't know. You're making a lot of assumptions.
Maybe they are. Or machete point at least. Yeah, so I've played a bunch of Gambit this week, and honestly, I mean, yeah, the lab is live and the invasion swap is up, but really, I've been running around slaughtering people and dunking moats, so I haven't really been paying attention to the invasion portal, except when the invader shows up, where I meet him in the face with a Gallahorn, because that's how you play this game mode now.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that happened is exactly what we thought would happen. You put a super powerful rocket launcher in the game, and people are going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And that. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying Gambit because I always enjoy Gambit, but yeah, the invasion swap thing hasn't really been a factor. Now, granted, I've been playing in the regular non-freelance playlist all week, but I've been playing solo, so I've been with good teams, I've been with terrible teams, but
you've had
again, maybe because I'm not talking to my team, I haven't really noticed much of a difference with the invasion swap, other than the portal comes up at different times.
Now, how do you...
Sometimes people just don't want to go in.
For somebody that hasn't played yet, how do you control the enemy portals?
The portal comes up when you bank 40 and 80 motes. So when you bank 40 motes, the enemy's portal comes up, and that's when and then when they bank their 40 motes or 80 motes, then your portal comes up.
So is the new strat everybody just get 15, dunk all 4 at once? That way they got 4 large blockers, and then you hurry up and get the last of the motes while they're dealing with that?
That'd be my assumption. If you're going in with a strategy, my strategy is always just slaughter as many people as possible and see what my team's up to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I do though. Is either sit there at like below 40 and then bank a whole bunch and then slam them on everything, or have the team open the portal first and go in and wipe them all out.
I guess that works too. I guess it's whoever can get the portal first wipes out the other. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, it's really. Again, like I haven't noticed much difference because during the primeval phase, it doesn't seem to really matter. I mean, again, I'm not really paying attention to how often people are invading. It still feels like way more often than it should be. The primeval phases with the new reworked envoys are still. I mean, they definitely fix the problem of you're going to melt the primeval because you're not. You can pour damage in the primeval, and all of a sudden that shield comes up, and then you're wasting the rest of your super or rockets or whatever, having to then go hunt down a new envoy. I mean, that being said, the heavy ammo is so plentiful, it doesn't really matter. Like, they've extended the fight out, but also gave you so much ammo that you never really run out of ammo while you're doing the primeval fight. I don't know. It's getting there. It feels like maybe one day they'll figure out Gambit, or they'll just scrap it and move on to something else.
I hope not. Whenever I do go play Gambit, I do enjoy it. I mean, the rare times that I do go play. It's nice.
Gambit's usually my thing. Sometimes I go into Crucible, but mostly it's Gambit.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't say the C word around here. That's no.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're moving in the right direction. I'm happy to see Gambit getting some labs and them actually doing some experimenting with it. Just like it's nice to see that there's people thinking about it and working on it, just like, Trials and Crucible as a whole were dormant for so long. It's nice to see signs of life. It's like, yeah, they're not going to fix it tomorrow. They're not going to have all the answers, but the fact that there are some labs now means, okay, we're going to try some things and see what people like.
Hey,
look at the numbers and say, do people play?
Peroty.
Present.
Team Scorched. The Gambit version.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, just you sent a blocker. Fine. I melted your blocker. I melted all your blockers. I melted everyone's face. I'd be okay with, I mean, again, this is the company that brought us Halo. We had like the Action Sack playlist. We had all these absurd playlists where you could only go in with certain things. Mm-hmm. Give me a melee only playlist. Give me a glaive and sword playlist. Like, you can go in, but it's all glaives and swords.
That.
Put something crazy, rotate your weapons, or if not, only say, hey, these weapons will do double damage this week or today, put it on a daily rotator or something. You've got the weekly and daily resets to play with. Say, yeah, you go into Gambit this week with your SMGs, they're going to do double damage, or go in with your hand cannons, they're going to, do something extra. They're going to make everything explode on impact. I don't know, something. It's like, I want Destiny to embrace some of the silliness that I know it has inside of itself.
I mean, they got all kinds of team,
but Bungie won't quit let it out.
Team Mayhem is where you get the supers back real fast, right? Mayhem Gambit. I mean, dude, just
I mean, like remember, like, as I want to say at the end of D1, but D1 still exists technically, even though it doesn't. Right. Like as D2 was about to come out, they were doing things like giving us strike playlists where it was basically Mayhem strikes.
Yes.
It's like, why not put that in as a rotator? Throw that in sometimes. You've got the double Vanguard rank. Say, hey, this week will be double Vanguard rank. Next week will be Mayhem strikes. Go run them and just lay waste to things with your supers. I mean, they're strikes. Who cares? Like, there's no. I hate running strikes. I hate them. I hate them so much. They're so boring, and I do not care.
Does anybody here actually like strikes? Like, legitimately? Like, do you go play strikes as a fun pastime thing to do? Anybody in the chat?
I only do it when I have to.
Right. I mean, I think that's everybody's sentiment about it. So you might as well make it enjoyable by giving Mayhem strikes or Scorch Cannon strikes or whatever, I know I'm stuck on those two ideas, but that's fresh in my brain, and I want to see one of those things happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same pieces of content we've been playing now for 7 years. Yes, there are a couple of new strikes, whatever. They're still strikes. Yeah, exactly. You still play them 1,000 times. There's no variation to it. The only reason you're not doing these in 2 minutes is because they gate you from running through them all. Even though some people do a pretty good job of just running through it all. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Anyway. Grandmaster Nightfalls are back, which I have not set foot into. Have you set foot into?
I did to try out a cheese that Cheese Forever did about bringing your sparrows with you. It's like, ooh,
nice.
Nifty. But did
it work?
I mean, it worked. I was solo, so I didn't beat it.
It worked, but the benefit was limited.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it worked.
Yeah.
So again, Cheese Forever has a cheese, if you didn't realize, where you can get through the Grandmaster Nightfall with your Sparrow to drastically improve your time.
Is that all? Is that the whichever one was up this week, or is that all the Grandmasters?
That's this week specifically.
Which one is this week?
It's the new
the Vile one.
It's the new strike where you have to get on.
Oh, the light
the platform that
light bearer, light bringer.
Yeah. We have to ride that
light whatever,
and people jumping down on it to try to kill you. And then you got to go through the darkness part that they had in the first raid in D1, where you get darkness.
Yeah, run through your swamp. Yep,
it's that one. So the whole point of having the Sparrow, you can take it the whole way through, but the whole point of the Sparrow is to get through that swamp part as easy as possible. Now, having the Sparrow increases your overall time, granted, but the cheese is very much specifically for the swamp part.
Yeah, to race through that so you're not being held down by the light and all the hive trying to come murder your face.
Yeah, definitely. And the butterflies. Nice. Oh my god, the moth, not the butterfly. stupid moths, dude. That is the worst enemy in the freaking game. Changed my mind. I mean, I used to think that it was all the kamikaze enemies or whatever. But I mean, technically, this is a kamikaze enemy in addition to, but still, at least the screams and whatnot, you can kind of see them coming. They're making noise. You might have a chance to dodge them. But these freaking moths, they just like, I feel that they come out of nowhere and they're just like, hi. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then boom.
The unholy alliance between scorn and high.
Oh, God, I hate
the lucent moth of death.
It's so bad, too, man. The moth is the worst.
You're not playing with enough overshields.
Clearly.
Overshields are the answer to all things.
Speaking of overshields, when we get the time, I have an amazing, hear me out, Titan build that I've been using in lieu of Void 3.0.
Wait
and
it's
a minute.
That doesn't, no, I'm sorry. Void 3.0 is the only build you need and can have. The other three subclasses do not exist.
This build has carried me so much harder than any of the Void 3.0 builds Demon tried to get me to use, and Micah tried to get me to use, and T-Rex, and all these other guys. This blows that build out of the water for both survivability and overall damage dealt. There's nothing that's come close.
Which subclass are you on? Let's tease the people. Are you using the new helmet?
Yes.
Well, there we go.
And believe it or not, it all revolves around Tommy's matchbook exotic.
Which I find surprising because that weapon is... Mm-hmm. Yeah. It exists.
Somebody found a use for it, and it is glorious.
You'd be hard pressed to remember it exists, but it is technically still in the game.
Yeah. I don't die ever. I mean, even running Tommy's matchbook, hip firing the entire time, you're not going to kill me. You just won't. Unless you walk up and you stomp me across the room, you're not going to kill me. It's just too hard.
Which you do have a thing against enemies that have stomp mechanics because you and them don't get along.
That is a whole different thing. But yeah, because I'm being forced by the evil, wicked witch Nitedemon to play Titans, I've been trying to find a good Titan build, and I got a video of it. I'll tell you guys in a bit. But it's Solar Titan, just burns.
By forced, you mean made a bet and then lost the bet. That's why you're forced.
Yeah, forced. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go into details about why the forcing is happening. It's forced.
What bet did you lose?
Yeah, I'll tell you later, Alex.
There's an entire episode called The Bet. You can listen to that or don't, or just let him fill you in about his glorious defeat later on today. And Bungie's going to tell us about their glorious defeat when apparently there was some confusion about the acute burns in the Grandmasters. So as part of the 4001 update, Bungie incorrectly noted these burns would not be present in the Grandmaster difficulty. So the acute burns are intentional and replace the unique strike modifiers. Smaller burns plus extra knockback or splash damage. The new seasonal modifier, invisible enemies, etc., are not included in the Grandmasters. So they have updated the old patch notes to reflect this change. And with that said, they highly recommend using some elemental damage resist mods on your chess pieces as you build craft for the difficulty.
So
I guess this is sort of like the glass modifier or something, where it's like you're going to take a lot more damage based on whatever that acute burn is. So I guess Bungie had said these will not be in Grandmasters, and they said, whoopsie, we meant to say they would be in Grandmasters, and people were up in arms about it because they gave us incorrect information, but then went back and corrected it. So here we are.
So I'm confused. Do we have invisible enemies or not?
There are no invisible enemies. Okay. So whatever the seasonal modifiers are, and the list of what a seasonal modifier is versus other ones, because again, who runs enough strikes to remember or care?
Yep.
Someone out there, I'm sure. But basically, yeah. So basically, whatever is quote a seasonal modifier, which they call out the invisible enemies, etc. So even they couldn't come up with a second one. I think it's their way of saying you're not going to see invisible screams. That's basically what they're trying to tell you.
Good.
However, you are going to have the acute burns, which is going to acutely burn you and make your life miserable. So
acutely,
yay for that. That was a big. I saw a lot of people talking about that this week as another. Hey, this wouldn't be here. Just kidding, they're here. And then, as we mentioned, Iron Banner returns next week, which, again, we don't have our super excited Iron Banner man to tell you, but, Bungie is planning a larger TWAB coming up about our changes and advice to your squad. Prior to spending all your Iron Banner tokens, our one piece of advice to you this week is to spend your Iron Banner tokens. Complete your Iron Banner quest and redeem your Iron Banner bounties. We have some updates to Saladin, and he'll be dishing out new rewards, which naturally leads us to the retirement of Iron Banner bounties and tokens. You have 2 Iron Banner weeks left to turn in these tokens for rewards, including next week.
People in the back. How long do you have to spend these tokens?
In bold, you have 2 Iron Banner weeks left to spend these tokens for rewards, including this week.
And so what happens
if you don't do it this week? You get nothing. You lose good day, sirs and madam.
Mm-hmm.
So plan to spend some time in the tower to turn them in before the end of the final Iron Banner of the season. So you have the one this week, and then you have one more before the season ends, and all of your tokens are useless and worthless and give you nothing.
And I think they're actually removing the tokens, actually. So
right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they're giving Saladin a rework, just like Saint 14, and just like you turned in your Gunsmith tokens last season. You turned in your Vanguard tokens before that. At some point prior to that, you turned in your Crucible tokens. It's Saladin's turn to say, I'm tired of collecting all these tokens. I don't have big enough pockets. He's going to get the same rework that everybody else has seen with the little bar that goes around, and I presume some level of focusing. And a small update from the team, we're looking to prevent ability bounties for our final Iron Banner before next season. We've heard and felt the feedback that it could be a bit time consuming. So they're shifting the focus on objectives and weapon bounties for the remainder of the season. So not this coming week, not the one that starts Tuesday, but whatever the week our last Iron Banner of the season is, they're gonna remove those ability kills. So you don't have to go and punch 50 people as a hunter or whatever it is that takes everyone forever to go do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what else is going on this week?
I'm so glad you asked, because I'm totally prepared for this. I'm not at all eating.
No, not at all. Nope. Kilts are happening this week. It's all about kilts.
Yeah, kilts for kids. So year after year, the Bungie Foundation participates in numerous charity initiatives to raise funds for people in need. While we host our own streams and charity drives, once a year we dive back into our favorite kilts to drive for some wonderful goals in the name of support for children. We have some awesome incentives lined up, so read for more. Bungie Foundation, Kilts for Kids, our annual fundraiser that supports Seattle Ronald McDonald House, RMHC, is going 11 years strong. We bring you our usual suspects, Christine, Mark, and Forrest. After 2 years of stay-at-home orders, the crew was excited to take advantage of a rare sunny spring day in Seattle and don their kilts together. Throughout the band, yep, that's a picture of them. That's a very stocky-looking gentleman in the middle. Well done, sir. How do I get rid of this picture? There we go. Throughout the pandemic, RMHC continued to provide exceptional care, safety, and community for so many families facing serious illness and long hospital stays. Help us achieve our $77,777 goal by heading to the RMHC donation page. It's a link right here, and casting your videos for Team Bungie. Each vote is worth $10, and every $30 donated will pay for a family to stay at the house for one night. If you donate at least $10, you get this spiffy emblem right here. By the way, I don't know if you've seen it in the tweets or whatever, but there's a way to get this emblem without making donations. If you do that, you will be banned from Destiny 2. Let me say that again. Bungie is banning people that get this emblem without actually making any donations. Okay, moving
on. Interesting. I saw something about that, but I didn't know, who can keep the emblem straight. I didn't know what emblem they were talking about. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, $50. Receive the... I'm sorry, it's a $50 donation, not a 10. Apologies. You receive this emblem. Unique codes will be sent to all $50 plus donors via email on or before May 6th of 2022. $100 gets you the prize above, plus a postcard digitally signed by our Kilts for Kids team and mailed to you. I think for $100 they should sign it by hand, but that's just me. For $250 you get all of the above, plus a digital copy of a new and unique piece of artwork made by Mark Fleeg himself. Again, for $250, I don't think it should be digital. $500, all prices above, plus a physical print of Mark's exclusive. Oh, there we go. There's the physical print. That's what I'm talking about. Physical print of Mark's exclusive art shipped to you, not digital, physical. $1,000 gets you everything above, plus a studio tour of Bungie's brand new headquarters. The new headquarters will be ready in late of October 2022, so they will be scheduling tours towards the end of the year and early 2023. Note, you can bring up to 2 guests, but all travel and accommodations are the responsibility of the donor and their guests, which means you may have won the trip, but you have to pay for it. But yeah, you're reading pixel by pixel, place by r/place, Alexander.
It's the part below the Kilts for Kids. Do either of you have any idea what this is, or
I do
use Reddit?
I asked across because he's my
see
club
it.
guy.
Yeah.
Was telling me about you get to come in and you get to change 1 pixel. You can overwrite 1 pixel that already exists. And basically by each person coming in and changing or adding 1 pixel, they're making art out of it. So this art is not done by 1 person. This is done by the community changing 1 pixel at a time. But Alex will read the details right now.
Okay. Last weekend was one to remember. It started with the placement of a pixel. Within minutes, it grew to 4 days of a community. Memes, art, ace of spades, and a raid boss that couldn't stop moving their legs. If you don't frequently visit Reddit, a wonderful weekend event kicked off where any user in the world could place a pixel on a board to start creating small or large pieces of art. This wonderland of expression has appeared only a few times in previous years, going by the name of r/place. While your individual efforts could yield success for a short while, this place has become a home for Reddit communities, or communities in general, to rally their members to secure a place on the board. Now, it's not as simple as placing a pixel and calling it done. Participants could override a given pixel placement at any time on a 5-minute cooldown to take over spots on the board, or simply bring some chaos to the conversation. This leads to a few things: intense community competitions between millions of different people from given message boards, communities, or even countries. All seeking to claim some place space. This also results in wonderfully positive moments when communities create alliances with each other, helping one another to defend their artwork as the weekend raged on. Throughout the weekend, 2 Destiny-specific Reddit communities, r/DTG and r/Destiny2, led the charges in securing a spot on the board to represent the Destiny community. Through Discord chats, text messages, forum posts, and multiple other means of communication, the community effectively locked down the Destiny 2 spot through all 4 days. This wasn't a simple tricorn, and I'm simply blown away by the coordination between hundreds to thousands of participants to execute the art below. Then, art to celebrate their efforts and the alliances made.
Well, hold on. The art that they created, for those of you that can't see, somebody for some reason decided to make the cursed Telesto.
The Telesto decided on its own. No one had a hand in this. Telesto just said, "I'm gonna be here."
You know what? That makes sense because it is the smallest picture. So as everybody was working on the Ghost and the Savathun and the Traveler and the Ace of Spades, it just kind of formed itself over here in the corner, hoping nobody would notice. But yeah, so again, you have the Telesto, you have a Ghost Shell, you have the symbol for the Witch Queen campaign, you have somebody actually made art that says r/DTG plus r/Destiny 2. That's an art thing. And then the last piece has the Traveler, the Tower, Ace of Spades, and Rhoul, the boss in this season's
Rhulk.
Rhulk, thank you. I always call him Rahool, but it's Rhulk.
Oh, that's the man you turn the engrams into and they get angry about.
I know. But yeah, considering how it's only one pixel at a time, and the whole world was participating, that's pretty impressive. So, continue, Alex.
Yeah.
To celebrate their efforts and the alliances they made with other communities in gaming and non-gaming communities, the following emblem is now available for redemption at www.bungie.net/7/encode/code/redeem.
All right, how do you say that code? Give the people the code, Alex.
How do they get their crushed gamma emblem?
Mm-hmm. What's the code? Say it phonetically. Say it phonetically, right there. That's the code, the 9-digit thing right there.
As opposed to unphonetically.
Right.
I suppose.
Come on, you know phonetics, delta, all that stuff.
I actually didn't, and
just make up words like the rest of us do. It's fine. No one will ever know.
So to get the crushed gamma emblem, you can use the code Delta 97 Yankee Charlie X-ray 7 Juliet and Kilo. So Delta 97 Yankee Charlie X-ray 7 Juliet Kilo. And it gives you a very black and gray, almost dead orbit looking emblem. I dig it. I got it. I used it. And then I stored it.
It does with lots of nice little like pixelated looking bits. And so it's fun if you go to the reddit.com/r/place and you click into the big artwork piece, they have a slider and you can like slide it so like to see in real time like the rise and fall of different pictures and different communities fighting for supremacy. And at some point they just doubled the space. At some point they were like, here's, because I didn't check this out over the weekend. This was, I guess, like an April Fool's joke Reddit did some number of years back that they brought back this year, because who doesn't like fighting for pixel supremacy? But yeah, it's nice. You can sort of see like, the completely blank canvas and then just like drag the slider across to see like the rise and fall of different art pieces and different things getting built and destroyed. And so, yeah, so then you can get a little shader out of it, or an emblem out of it. So Nitedemon can have one more emblem he has to try to collect to have all of them.
And now we're at your favorite part.
We're going to make Shax proud.
Yes.
Because you don't want Shax to be not proud of you. If Shax isn't happy, no one's happy. So yeah, our player support report for the week. Last week we told you about the Unbroken going away. So if you want to be Unbroken, get to it. Your time is dwindling. The Unbroken Seal is going to be retired. The Unbroken Seal Untitled will be retired at the launch of Season 19 and will no longer be available to earn. So Season 16, that's the current one we're in right now, is the last chance for players to begin making progress on the associated triumphs in order to earn the seal, including reaching Glory Rank Legend in 3 different seasons. So if you haven't done that, for the next 3 seasons, you're going to have to play a lot of competitive Crucible to get to Glory Rank Legend. And then you'll receive a title that's going to be going away. And is there anything else is there any reason to do this? There's no weapons to chase anymore. So if you want bragging rights, you can do that. If you don't want bragging rights, you shouldn't do that, because it's a lot of time for.
You can do this to wear the title whatever time you've got left, because when it gets retired, so does the title.
You can do it so you can feel special.
You can, because if you do earn the seal prior to the retirement, you will still be able to equip the title and the associated gilding. You'll just never be able to do anything else with it.
Oh, so you can keep the title. Oh, I was that it was going to go away. Like, full
yeah. No. But Bungie will let you absolutely keep that trophy you've earned. You just can't do anything else with it. They're like, no, keep this title, put it on the shelf, wear it around, and say that, hey, I'm Unbroke. And people will go, what's that? And you'll go, man, you had to be there when.
Yeah, but how are you going to put the title back on? Because right now you have to go into the seal to put on the title. So if the seal goes away, how do you put on the title?
They'll probably do something about it to let you put it.
Yeah, yeah. It'll still be there, just like the old, the old titles or the old seals for past seasons you can put on, and those are gone. So I mean, it'll still be there to equip. You just can't, make any progress towards it.
Gotcha.
Just like everything else, if you've earned it, they're not going to take it away from you.
Well, what about are we at known issues?
We're at the Vow of the Disciple, the Cleaver Emblem in Triumph. Bungie is currently working to grant the Cleaver Emblem to players who completed the Vow of the Disciple raid during the contest mode extension. If you qualify for the emblem, you can expect to receive it during the week of April 19th. So if you haven't gotten your emblem yet, they're working on it. You'll get it the week of April 19th in about 10 days as we record. And our known issues, the Summoner Auto Rifle Trials Reputation Reward does not have a Masterwork slot, which is very sad. And Bungie, why? Why are you doing this to us? And the Legendary Psyops does not correctly advertise weekly Pinnacle rewards. So you play the Legendary Psyops, which also didn't tell you needed a fire team because it's not match made, also wasn't telling you about its Pinnacle reward. So the Legendary Psyops has many secrets it's not going to tell you about. And that's our only known issues. Everything else in the game is perfect. Everything else is beautiful. If you don't feel that way, go check out the known issues article, and Bungie has the ongoing list of all the things they're looking into, all the known issues of the game that they're not going to tell you about every week, because otherwise the 12 would be 400,000 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
Someone please put baby in the corner. Can you just put baby in the corner? No,
continue on. It's the movie of the week, yeah, but continue
on. Happy 12th Day. Is it just me, or has this week felt like it's taking forever and it's also flown by? Either way, here's a super rad movie and a super fun week, and has an incredible 8-bit track. And can someone go check on the child? They seem to be bullying a few Guardians again.
The 8-bit one, I definitely recommend watching. I didn't watch the first one. The 8-bit one was hilarious. The child of the old gods be just draining mommy to death. And then at the very bottom, you have some artists of the week, and it's got the lady yelling at the cat meme, but the lady is Savathun and her ghost, and the cat is a cat version of The Witness with cat spirits going up instead of human faces.
That is wonderful.
And then the other one is pretty dope. So it looks like they just used Warlock for the base.
Warlock skate
but
decks.
You have 4 different images of 4 different Warlocks wearing 4 different, or of Warlocks in 4 different elements using 4 different exotics. And it was quite well done. This obviously was hand-drawn. Somebody took a lot of time to do this. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then right after that is a picture of
Respawn's new favorite class.
The Titans.
The Titans in all 4. And he put the precious. I don't know how to feel about this. There's one wearing the Eternal Warrior, and there's one wearing the Precious Scars, and I have feelings about why. What? No.
And how is it wearing the Eternal Warrior and the ACD feedback fence?
The same reason the other one's wearing the Precious Scars and the Hoarfrost, and the Void one is wearing the Mask of the Quiet One and the No Backup Plans.
Oh.
And the 4th one is wearing the new Lorelei helmet and
chest piece, yeah.
The chest piece that I can't remember the name of.
Wow.
But yeah, the if you could wear multiple exotics,
they're cheating.
You could look really silly.
They're cheating.
Is what I'm taking from this. I'm sorry. Anybody putting the Eternal Warrior on purposely is not cheating. It's just out here to troll people.
Yeah, but if they have 2 exotics at the same time. Once again, we're back to the whole voting monsters versus... Actually, hold on. It says for some raids or trials. Thanks for stopping by another TWAB. If you ran through the steps in the TWAB last week, we made sure you signed up for a bunch of emails. You're likely receiving the MX versus Monsters poll right now. good luck to both the Team Mechs and Team Monsters for this year. Make sure to get your votes in at April 13th. Or before April 13th, sorry. If it's in your email, like I didn't see it come in my email, but I searched Bungie and then I found the email. So just search Bungie in your email. And even though I admit the monsters aren't as good as they were last year, except for this amazing Hunter Cloak. And then I still like the Titan. I still think the Titan looks good. Even though they're not as good as last year, they are still heads and shoulders above these mech-looking things. And I know there's a bunch of weebs out there that are like, oh my God, we can be Gundam. Ah! Don't be that guy. Because last year y'all were like, oh my God, we can be a Raptor. Ah! And you don't wear it, right? So at the very least, stop voting for crap that doesn't look as good and you're not going to wear, and vote for the one that does look good and you might wear. Vote Monster. All right?
So you voted Monster?
Yes, I voted Monster. Absolutely.
So were you smart enough in the email?
Strongly enough.
When they put the monsters and the mech side by side, you clicked on the monster side versus the mech side?
Yes.
And didn't think it would take you to a webpage to then make your votes? And you voted directly in the email and then it said, thank you for voting mech. And well, I guess I'm voting Team Mech now because I saw the images and assumed it would take me to a page that would let me. No, it's the link in the email. It's that picture. So when you click on the picture, make sure you click on the picture you want because it's not going to take you to a page to vote. That's your vote.
Yep.
It's then going to say, thank you for your vote. So that's exciting.
Yeah. That's
that being said, I'm not invested either way in either because I have like the 2 ornament sets that I care about and these are not those.
Fair enough. But I just want, I need
he wants
beyond needing the Hunter Cloak.
Right. I mean, Bungie wised up. They were like, "Here's what the Hunter Cloak looks like." We know that's all any of you actually care about. So, I mean, which to be fair, of course, I mean, if you're playing as a hunter and you don't see the cloak, it's like, well, what's the point of this? Like, why would I choose this? Just like I have no idea what my Titan butt cape's going to look like on either of these because they don't even have it there.
Your butt cape is a chain on the Cyclops.
Yeah. There's like a tiny little bit of it. I'm like, stuff like that, or will it look like something dumber?
I like that. And on your mech, you do have.
They're just like, here's a couple of like dark shaded pixels we'll kind of throw in there, because we don't really care about this either.
They had to show the Hunter Cloak, like this is what you're getting. Yes,
yeah, they're like this is what this will look like because.
Barring any other reason, Hunter Cloak. Titans, help us get the Hunter Cloak. Warlocks, help us get the Hunter Cloak. Folk monster. Anyway, and that'll do it. Yeah.
And then, this week, you should be playing trials or not be playing trials. Don't let me tell you what to do. And starting, look out for the 12 next week. The Master Vow of the Disciples just around the corner. That's starting the week of April 19th as well. They'll be spending some time getting you prepared. And speaking of raids, tune in next Thursday for some fun news concerning an upcoming rotator of sorts for season 17. So they really sneakily buried in the last sentence of the TWAB, DMG, you sneaky devil. There's a raid rotator of some kind coming next season.
Bro, okay, so sorry, a little backtrack here. T-Rex King gave feedback regarding what we were just talking about. And he says, for all of you that aren't sold on monsters, there is already a build out there to make your Titans look like the Doom guy using the monster set. Doom guy.
There you go.
There you go.
And which are we talking about? Doom the video game, Dr. Doom?
The Doom
Doom?
guy. There's only one, the Doom guy.
Gotcha.
The one that lost his rabbit and then waged war on hell because they killed his rabbit. Yeah.
That Doom Colonel Doom Man. Got it.
Yep. Okay, so tips, tricks, guides, builds, or do we have something else before that?
There's a small report roundup. There wasn't. I did sort of go looking. There wasn't a whole lot there that I saw. And the first one, honestly, we've now already talked about because it was all about the acute burn modifiers. DMG saying, we goofed, we fixed it, so it's fine now.
First thing of note, you guys should know, it's not in here, but it was kind of last week. Xur is no longer bugged. So he actually has decent rolls on armors.
Keep reading.
Follow Ursas are displayed as a 12 mobility, but they drop with a 25 when you buy them. Lol, definitely still bugged. Okay, well, okay, he's bugged positively.
So Xur is going to show you one set of numbers, and then the armor you buy will have a different set of numbers. So yeah, good news, we fixed the bug. We unfortunately introduced a different bug.
This new bug gives you more stats, so yay, right? After that, we have DMG talking about TWAB's live. Mechs vs. Monsters vote is also live. Check your email, etc., etc. And as Peroty just described to you, for those of you that are watching, the mouse I'm hovering over, right? So if I click Team Mechs thinking that it's going to take you to a different page, no. You've just voted Team Mechs. So whichever one of these you click, that is you casting your vote. Be aware.
Okay? In your email.
And this is posted by you, Borchimus? I know I slaughtered your name. Sorry. If you use Renewal Grasp Mayhem, you can turn into an armored ice turtle. TLDR, throw Duskfield at feet, layer them up, no die. I love his English. Throw Duskfield at feet, layer up, no die. I was messing around in Mayhem using Renewal Grasps, and then I threw a grenade at my feet, which lets you stay inside the crystal. This protects you from all outside damage, and you can layer these crystals on top of each other. Basically, you look at the ground while crouching and start building a fort with the larger crystals from the Duskfield grenades. You can survive entire supers with only 2 or 3 layers of crystals. That's nuts. And some people don't even know you're there. Try it out for yourselves. It's hilarious. What?
Well, I was looking for things this week, and I know Mayhem isn't up right now, but just we talked about trolling people in Mayhem.
Right.
Hunters do that. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
And there was one more thing about the trials being sort of buggy this week, which I was super excited about. And then as Andy 13 pointed out to me, I don't really have reason to be excited about it because the passage of confidence is broken. So it's awarding adept weapons, even if you have not gone flawless. So you can get the adept Shayura's Wrath without going flawless this week, because it's basically giving the adept weapons on a, basically after your 7th win on a broken card. As Andy pointed out to me, the passage of confidence you can only pick up if you've already been flawless this season. So if you've been flawless or know someone who can take you flawless, grab a passage of confidence, keep playing on it, get some additional adept Shayura's Wraths. Because I think it said something, it said like this will be the last week where it'll be the adept weapon or the adept reward for trials this season. So if you're able to farm those, and if not, be sad with the rest of us, and you won't get them.
Fair enough.
And by the time you hear this, trials is basically over, so you missed your opportunity. So take advantage or not.
It's also awarding other things too, like shards, engrams, and etc. Somebody wanted us to know.
Fancy.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that, got excited, and as Andy pointed out, he's to pick up this passage. That's the one for already going flawless. I was like, oh, dang it. I love farming me some weapons.
So I'm going to get these 2 out of the way real quick because I'm probably going to have to get off here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to start with tips, tricks, guides, and builds. The first one is what I mentioned earlier. You use Tommy's matchbook plus the new exotic helmet. No, I don't know the name. I'm wearing it right now.
The Lorelei something. Lorelei.
It's the one
it's called either.
Fire cat ears. That one.
And the new one from the season.
Pair that with your Tommy's matchbook, and you use Bottom Tree Solar, and you use the half barricade, whatever that's called, right? And I'm not going to go into details about how it works. He tells you all the mods and everything you do to get this done. I had all the mods, and it's amazing. And basically what it does is you pop a barricade first, and then you stand up. Don't crouch behind it. You stand up, and you hip fire Tommy's matchbook, deleting all enemies. And when I say all enemies, I mean this does massive damage even to yellow bars, right? So you just hip fire everything. You got 100 rounds, and you're standing inside of a sunspot, and the sunspot is healing you. as you're firing off the Tommy's Matchbook. And if you have the catalyst, hip-firing Tommy's Matchbook actually increases the rate at which you heal. So as long as you're standing in a sunspot, you're nigh invincible, you know? And it's very, very hard to kill you while you're just shredding down tons of ads, having infinite grenades. Your barricade is up again before it runs out the first time, so you can just keep popping those barricades. And yeah, very, very hard to kill. By far, best Titan build I've come across. With all these people showing me different builds to use, this one has kept me alive the longest, and it has done the most damage. Highly recommend it. And for fun, not survivability, but fun, there's another build. Oh, this is by Pixar Donks, by the way, is the creator for this. It's Pixar Donks, and the name of it is I Am Now a Hammered Titan S tier Titan build Solar 3.0 preview, blah, 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 right? So he's saying if it's this good now, imagine how much better it's going to be in 3.0. And he's not lying. It's amazing right now. And the other one, same guy, Pixar Donks. This is called the Pocket Rocket. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Insane damage hunter build. This uses the exotic, the solar exotic sidearm, the one where you get the linear fusion rifle on the bottom of it.
Devil's Ruin?
Devil's Ruin, thank you.
Is it that one?
Yes, it's Devil's Ruin. And with this build, once you have everything set up the way you should have it, the Devil's Ruin does 3.5 times its normal damage. It's chewing people alive, dude. It is an amazing, amazing build. I did try it out the little bit of time I got to use my hunter this past week, and it's really, really good. You do have some survival issues. But if you're killing like you should be, if they're dead, they can't kill you. So
what he's saying is kill them before they see you, otherwise it's all over.
Yeah, and focus the yellow bars first. Focus. If there's a yellow bar, forget the reds, kill the yellow bar first, deal with the reds after. All right. But yeah, so that's all I have as far as builds go. But they're both very good. They're both very fun. Try them out.
Yeah, and we'll put those links in the show notes. So go to your notes on your podcast, scroll down, and they'll be there in the show notes. There's a couple more this week. I found Fallout, dear sweet Fallout. Someone hurt this man and convinced him to play 50 more games of Gambit.
I saw that.
So it's worth watching just to watch the life drain out of this poor man's eyes, because he played 50 additional games of Gambit, and yes he did. Fallout also has a nice easy S tier farm if you're trying to get S tier weaponry or
armor.
S tier armor. Words are very hard right now, which basically visit the helm, go do the thing, unlock things, farm armors, rinse and repeat.
Right.
Cool Guy has a couple of videos this week. One is that the crate is the most average weapon ever, but it puts in a lot of work, and he's having a good time with it. That's one of the kinetic auto rifles from this season. It's not the best weapon ever, but it's good times.
And for those of you that have been watching me suffer through trials, you'll notice that when I swapped over to the crate actually carried me through a few trials matches. So it's not a bad gun to have to take into trials.
Yeah, it can roll with some good perks on it, and it's a 720, right? So you've got that. It's sort of that Chroma Rush archetype of I can put a lot of bullets into you, and hopefully you won't kill me first.
The best part is these bullets are basically a laser beam. So as long as you're on target, or if you're using controller, all that aim assist, yeah, it'll definitely help you in PvP and trials.
Yeah, super stable. And guys, I hope you haven't been napping, because nap time's over. Cool Guy also has a video about the explosive personality having a unique god roll perk for PvP. So if you're enjoying your wave frame grenade launchers, which I've really been enjoying having the wave frame back.
Definitely.
I feel like it's been since the same 14 season where we had a good wave frame solar grenade launcher. It's back, and it has a good role for PvP. So if you're excited to play with that, go check out his video. Again, all these will be in the show notes.
What's the video? I'm looking at his channel right now. What's the video?
It says nap time is over. Explosive personality has a unique god roll for PvP.
I do not even see that.
It was Cool Guy, wasn't it?
Cool Guy. I'm looking at Cool Guy.
Let me hit this link.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's on the second row down.
Okay, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I was like, let me check to make sure it was actually him. So ever since the season dropped, I've been playing with Plunder the Booty's Void 3.0 Titan build, where basically I suppress and strap it enters the chest of everyone, which relies on the Heart of Inmost Light to basically, which basically use the ability to feed your other abilities. Well, Haterade's put together a build that replaces the Heart of Inmost Light with any exotic. It's basically rebuilding the same sort of Void 3.0 effect of having all your abilities feed into each other without the Heart of Inmost Light. So I put that together yesterday and played with it a little tiny bit. I haven't really played with it enough to get a good feel for it. But if you're saying I'm really enjoying laying waste to people as a Titan, but I want to put a different exotic on, check out his build, because he's got a pretty good way to do with, it's basically, use these mods, move things around, and you can sort of have the same effect and use a different exotic. I think he used either
still using Void 3.0?
Yeah, he's still using Void. Okay. But to be honest, like I swapped. I was running again. Had to run some strikes this week or last week. So I swapped over to Solar. Didn't change a single thing about that Plunder the Booty build. Just swapped to Bottom Tree Solar. Still worked basically just as well. Punch things, throw barricades, throw grenades. Like the Heart of Inmost Light and all the mods still feed back into each other just as well. Not as strong as Void, but the effect is still the same. That gameplay loop of use your abilities, still the same thing. So yeah, so if you want to take your Heart of Inmost Light off, check that one out. If you're saying shotguns, there's a lot of shotguns around.
Unfortunately.
What do they do? How do they work? Patty Cakes Gaming and Gearda have ranked every single shotgun in a tier list. And the TLDR is basically you need full choke, accurized rounds, and a ranged masterwork. That's really what you want as a baseline. Yeah, and then so basically they go down. What are the third and fourth columns? What can I get, and what do I want to use these on? So if you've been saying there's a lot of new shotguns, especially with the new ones this season, with all the new perks, so they're ranking pellet shotguns. So it's not every shotgun; it's all the pellet shotguns, which is still a big giant list of shotguns. So say Walla Bruh has the you can buy a 74 range multi-mock.
Don't just walk past that. What is his name?
Say Walla Bruh.
Say Walla. How do you
Walla Bruh? SAYWALLAHBRUH. Say Walla Bruh.
That's an awesome name.
Which every time Nitedemon says, I collapse into giggles. So Say Walla Bruh has the you can buy 74 range multi-mock. How long has this been here? So basically there's a year 2 SMG called the New City. And Light GG says it's power capped because they sunset it in season 12. But he uses it in the video as a 1350. So I'm guessing it's not actually power capped at 1060. So, but basically, if you played the game in year 2, it's in your collections. Go to your kinetic weapons SMGs. It's called the New City. It's basically sort of the same archetype as the multi-mock, now retired, or at least retired for now, Iron Banner SMG. So if you never got that one and you've been playing this game since year 2, check that one out. He has a good time with it.
Is it a blue or legendary?
I think it's a blue or a white or a. We gave this to you the day you came in. I think it's blue. I can't remember now.
And it's called the New City.
Yeah, New City. Yeah. Like I said, Light GG says it was capped at 1060 and sunset in season 12, but his video definitely shows him using his 1350. So it's hard to tell with the sunsetting and not sunsetting what actually may be sunset.
Right.
And then TDT Gaming has TDT has the 10 perks we lost with Void 3.0, which I was trying to think because I was like, again, we got the 3.0 Void rework. I'm going, we must have lost something in this transition. But we did lose a couple of things. As a Titan, the things I lost, I can still get back in different ways. But he sort of goes over, there's 10 different perks among all 3 subclasses that are no longer in the game with the Void 3.0 rework. Some of them were sort of replaced, some of them just aren't. So I thought that was interesting because I've been sort of curious about it.
Gone. I don't think you can use that anymore.
Is it totally?
I think it is. I'll have to double check, but yeah, it's now it's Invis Smoke or Dodge Invis.
Yeah. I know that was one of the ones when one team mentioned was gone. If you've been saying, hey, there's these mementos in the game, and you've been struggling to get any of them to drop, 360 Game TV has the All Mementos Showcase. All the weapons and activities, Grandmaster's Trials, Gambit, that will give you a memento and what they look like. So mementos, it's just ornaments. So if you're feeling left out that you're not getting the memento, you have to first get it to drop from the activity, and then slap it on a gun through the reshaping through the table of gun building, and then go back into that activity to use it to rank it up to unlock your memento, basically. So if you're wondering, is it worth it? What do these look like? They have a nice video that just show you what all these look like. And then, all right, well, and then the Cheese Forever video about players being banned for getting the emblem they weren't supposed to. And then finally, I saw a video on Time Sausage Gaming. Again, phenomenal name. But he actually found it from a guy named Dudits2, who I'm going to give the credit to and link in the show notes. The two-tail fox suppresses, weakens, and can instantly reload itself.
I don't know about the instant reload. What's going on with that? Is it a bug?
So it's a Void 3.0 aspect fragment. I can't remember which is which. There's a fragment you can put on where basically when you suppress an enemy, it reloads your weapon. And because the two-tailed fox shoots the solar and the void rockets, you can get your two-tailed fox instantly reloaded once you fire it.
No kidding.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get a lost sector done, taking the PvE,
is that all classes?
And you say, yeah, because every class has the same pieces and parts. I'm trying to scroll through. It's only a 3-minute 17-second video, so it is Deacon approved.
Okay.
Let's see. So you're going to want to put the Echo of Domineering on. After suppressing a target, you gain great ability for a short duration, and your equipped weapon is reloaded from reserves. So, which also gives you a +10 to discipline. So yeah, slap Echo of Domineering onto something, which you can play on any Void subclass, and take your two-tailed fox somewhere and just take it into Gambit, murder a thing, suppress a thing, fire it again.
Yeah, but don't think it's going to do a ton of damage, because I've tried to use that this season and it still just doesn't put out a lot of damage. It's more for, hey, I've suppressed you or I've set you on fire, and less, hey, I'm doing a lot of damage to you kind of weapon,
Yeah, I mean it's more, I'm going to take it into Game Strikes or Nightfall if I'm trying to get through a lost sector and I want to just rain fire down on a boss from afar without reloading. Yeah, I mean it's not going to be your top tier raid damage, but it's just fun to use and not have to reload, because reloading breaks my immersion and we don't care for it.
Indeed.
And that's all the tips, tricks, builds, and guides we've got for this week.
Okay.
And quick reminder: we're still running that lovely contest for how badly can you fail?
Yeah.
Respawn, how badly can you fail? I can fail real badly.
Oh, I can fail really, really badly too, but unfortunately, we are not allowed to win. You, on the other hand, can take advantage of our misfortune and turn in any kind of epic fail. And when I say any kind of epic fail, I mean if you've epic failed, if you've caught somebody else epic failing, if there's an NPC that has epically failed. We just want to see failures in the most hilarious ways. We don't care who did it. We just want to see it. And for those of you that can put in the best and or funniest epic fail, you will win a prize. And the prize is a Frisbee golf putter with the 2 Titans and a Hunter logo on it. We don't even have that yet, so that would be a very unique swag, braggable thing that you have that even us hosts don't even have. And on top of that, he's given you a cash value gift card so you can spend it on Glimmer, on Season Pass, on whatever you want. So get those in there. We've had a lot of submissions thus far, but you still have until the end of April. We want to see a lot more. Because for me right now, there's a clear winner. There's one poor guy that's in multiple videos, and he's got my attention so far. So we need more videos. Let's see what y'all can pull through, and let's see who can win this contest. Also, I've got that submachine gun you were talking about. It is maxed out at 1350. It can't go any higher than that because no item in the game can go below 1350 right now as of last power cap parity.
Okay, so it is sunset, but it's sunsets at 1350.
Yeah, so it means you can use Crucible just fine.
Okay, yeah, so you're not bringing it into your Nightfall trials, but you can bring it into anything where light doesn't matter.
And I'm going to compare it to some of these other submachine guns because it's got a buttload of range on it, and it's got on top of that. So depending on the master that you get, this could be a very, very deadly submachine gun as soon as I find there it is. Bam. Compared to
no, he was looking at it, based on which is the Iron Banner one that everyone really likes. It has sort of that same archetype to it. So yeah, if you miss out on the multi-mock and you played in year 2, go check out the new city. It might be something worth playing with.
Yep.
If you're not getting your Adept Shayura's Wrath this weekend, sad face.
Oh wow, it's only outranged by the Austro-Striga and Friction Fire, and it's only barely outranged. It's got a 69 range as opposed to their 71.
Nice.
Yes, and it's got quick draw, which these guys do not have. Oof. Yeah. I'm comparing it to some of these other PvP submachine guns. This will do work if you take it into PvP. Good handling, good stability, great reload speed. It's got 53 reload speed, which is double that of the previous 2 that I just mentioned. Yeah. Oh, it may just be a wider or whatever, but in normal Crucible, I think that's going to do some major work. So give it a try. Let us know how it works out.
So slap it on, bring it into Crucible, and have people go, what did he just kill me with? What is that gun? What are you talking about?
Right.
What city did this come from? And now the Respawn has told you how to, what you need to do to enter our contest. How can you enter it? Well, first off, I'm going to thank you for joining us, because your Titans are Peroty, no one respawns in real life, and our sadly departed Nitedemon, who should be back with us next week once he feels better. Our Lord Scribe is not ARF. If you want to enter the contest or give us feedback or tell us we're amazing or how bad we are at things, you can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. We're on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, at this point, if you haven't figured out by now, we're 2 Titans and a Hunter. Yep. You can find all your favorite Guardians dancing in the tower, gunning people down with a new city, and desperately trying to figure out new and exciting ways to fail. Listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold. Watch the show on YouTube. And, Respawn no longer needs your best Titan tips because he's found the Titan tips he needs.
I got one.
And you want to enter the contest, basically make a clip, send us the clip. We don't care how you do it. You could do it to our Discord at discord.frozen.party. That's frozen with a 0. Or you could send it to any of the ways I mentioned above. So, yeah, you have until April 30th. We want to see you fail hard, and fail often, Guardians. And Respawn, mini Respawn, tell the good people goodbye. Until next week.
Deuces!
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
All right, Alex, you see that? No gods, only doubles?
Do you want me to start after what you just said?
No, start from the beginning. We have an editor that'll take care of all that crap.
Well, we think we do.
If there's words I don't know how to pronounce, I'm just going to try my best on those.
Don't worry, we just get them as a go.
You clearly haven't heard us stumble over the same words, being like,
No, believe it or not, my son does not listen to my show unless I'm with him and he listens to it. That's the only time.
You've got him trapped in a car.
It's usually when I'm snoring in the car that he plays it.
But see, you guys, there's proof right there. He just admitted it. I do, in fact, listen to our show on occasion. Okay?
So you absorb it by osmosis.
For the same purpose.
He built his own ego by listening to himself.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
For the same reason, to
Turn
fall
off his
asleep.
mic. Kick him out of here.
You brought him. You literally brought this on yourself. You brought him into this world and into this podcast.